Hi everyone, welcome to the Matrix Oracle. My name is Audrey. I am your host for this astro forecast for a special Venus retrograde. Okay, so Venus retrograde July 22nd to September 3rd, 2023. Venus, the master teacher of energy. How to materialize energy, knowing the highest energy is love. So master teacher of love, but also money. Okay, so I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if we have some people interested in learning about this Venus retrograde phase, what I'm going to do. And this is why you don't see any prediction as far as like what's going on just for the couple of days. Obviously it's a long period of time, so we are going to take notes if you're interested. Hi. So personally, people that work with me or just get readings, you should know. Notes. Take notes. Hi, Jen. So I've been taking notes because as a natal Venus retrograde, a lot of my lessons in this lifetime is through Venus. Okay, so a lot of lessons through relationships, through love, through mastering this type of concept, how we materialize energy into a relationship, into love, into other relationships, friendships and all, but also money, your potential into money, things that you want into concrete aspect and materialization, things you can smell, touch, and enjoy. Okay, so if you're interested about that, hang on tight. Take your notes. We're going to cover the phases where we have specific angles, okay? I work with angles because angles and degrees of certain zodiac, actually all zodiac signs, they have specific lessons, okay? So July 22nd all the way to September 3rd is the retrograde. Now, July 22nd all the way to August 3rd. The master teacher of love and money is going to want to pay attention. And this is why some of you have been very emotionally triggered. Yellow. Okay. My empaths out there is because the placement of Venus, as it's still in this placement and now it's going to go retrograde, okay, until August 3rd, is going to be multiplying, amplifying how we feel truly about love and money. So that means whatever you think you know about yourself towards love and money, be ready to learn more. Okay, so what is happening in this phase is that we have Neptune, the Neptune retrograde. Oh dear Lord. The one, hi Mel, the one that speaks of closing doors. And the Pluto retrograde, or dear Lord again, sweet Jesus, the one that is helping us to fix the balance within, okay, to kind of like know how we should adjust our own energy toward what's going on, is going to form a yod. Okay, so Venus is going to be there July 22nd all the way to August 3rd, and we're going to have this whole time Neptune and Pluto retrogrades at the bottom, creating not a grand trine, but this yod. So that high pitch is kind of the illustration of this energy. And what that means is that it's going to feel much more urgent and, remember, amplified. Okay. So that means if you've been super emotional, it's because this is happening and it's for everyone. Okay? Now, in crescendo, exactly, it's like, everything is just like cranked up in the volume. This is why yesterday I posted the reel about the higher self, my higher self, and we know it's coming, we can feel it, and it's like, okay, well, next round, you're going to want to look at yourself, observe yourself in this intensity, which can be a little bit difficult. Why? Because it's intense. It's like, try to find calm within the storm. Now, the best way to illustrate this, think about yoga. If some of you have ever tried, like I remember yoga was challenging, but especially, this is the special Venus retrograde, honey. I challenged myself to do hot yoga years ago, okay? And I had a problem with hot, being in a hot room. I literally would just feel like I'm claustrophobic and I'm going to kill everyone that's in my way towards the door. This is how I felt. So this is kind of this tension where you're in a position where you are under pressure and you're supposed to find balance, stability, and ease and flow. Well, you feel like you just want to get the fuck out, okay? So, everyone, just in case you feel like a little cuckoo, a little cray-cray, from July 22nd and starting already now, because this is already happening with the yard and those specific angles with those specific lessons, okay? It's already happening and it's going to last until August 3rd, okay? Yes, I feel the pressure. I hate all yoga. I had my head between my knees for an hour after. Yes, so it's kind of, it's a challenge. Everybody's got their challenge. So this is why you're under pressure. Now, that means the universe, and this is why I posted this morning about letting go. It's because you and we are all calling for the higher version of ourselves, of our lives, of our dreams, of our aspirations to come and manifest. Yet, there's certain things that we hold on to that are not a match vibrationally to those things. So we literally need to create that space. Yeah. Some of you also, if you start thinking about people from the past, or those people from the past resurface, it's exactly the type of time where this would happen. Just because there's specific lessons, specific things that you experienced from the past that's coming, not to haunt you, well, maybe, depends, but it's going to come back to refresh your understanding, your memory. And why is this happening? Also, Mel, thank you for bringing this up. It's because we have, on top of the yard, okay, we have a grand trine that is formed between the Venus retrograde, which is already here happening, okay? It's not retrograde yet, but it's in the placement of those angles. It's creating a trine with the North Node. Now, we know the North Node has just shifted into Aries. And Aries is very much, when it's the North Node, we have to start looking at some of the codependency, some of the ways that we find our own self in regards to others, okay? Aries, Libra, that combination is very much about I versus others, but more I among others. How can I find my place among others? And how am I supposed to shine my light? So what's interesting is that the specific placement right now of the North Node is about divine light, is very much about illumination and enlightenment. So people are coming back from the past, or you thinking about people from the past. Just thinking is enough, okay? Some of you, if you want harsh lesson, you're going to manifest them to come back, okay? Except if you want them to come back and some things are not finished, okay? So you are being granted, all of us, some light as far as whatever you may have been repeating again and again, and that we need to end. Okay, so that means, what is it that you are trying to squeeze in to the next timeline and quantum version of yourself that does not fit? It's like trying those jeans and, girl, ain't gonna fit. Okay? So this is shining its light. We have a lot of light that is flowing in, and that is the reel that I posted about the awakening to your spiritual truth. Because you just don't awaken once. You keep on awakening. Every day you awaken to new aspect of yourself. And when you do that, you actually allow that flow to help you get rid of whatever needs to be rid of. You know, those extra pounds, honey. Yeah. So you can fit it into this new character that the universe is trying to invite. Now, this is very interesting because the South Node on the opposite, the South Node would be in the last degrees of Libra. Those are super influential energies. And that means all the things that used to influence you, right now with that Venus retrograde, July 22nd to August 3rd, you're going to start to want to pay attention to what used to influence you. Were you influenceable? What do you need to reinforce? What do you need to be aware? Because again, you're not going to spend your life like reciting mantras or prayers. Oh, please, please, this person, let it not come back. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you're not going to do that. You have to understand what is it that energetically allows this vibration between you and this vibration. And sometimes it comes through a person. What is that match? Because energy needs to be a match to enter your realm. This is the law. I do not make them. Okay. Got a problem? There must be an office somewhere. If you find it, as far as the office for complaints, let me know. You're still not finding it. There's no complaint here. This is the law. As far as if you're seeing that there's a negative energy program, for sure you must still have some of it vibrating in your field. So some of you know that I do create music for helping with those programs, because vibrationally what the music does, it doesn't like, you're not supposed to like listen to it like 24/7 so it never comes in your life. No, the music and the sound allows you to create a space where you can find your own answers as far as what is it that you're doing, feeling, saying, or that you've experienced that makes you a match to that. So when you understand, only then can you transcend it. This is why the music is not enough. The music creates the space for you to feel the vibration, for you to feel a vibration that is inviting to a certain field. But it's just like yoga. Once you finish the, oh, I'm so zen, and then you go in your car, you're like, yeah, you motherfucker, what are you doing? Okay, you did not keep the space for that energy, just saying. And we've all been guilty of that. Okay, so let's laugh about that. So that's the first energy phase, and it's pretty intense. I don't know about you, but I would say it's pretty intense. Okay, and this is why I created a special promo for this Venus retrograde. I have been blown away so far by the information and the things that I've been coming through for those readings. So definitely, some of you, if you feel the pressure that is cranking up and you cannot figure this out, you have my you have my help if you need. Okay, so definitely this is the first phase. Next phase, August 4th to August 12th. Venus is going to be in a specific degrees of the zodiac sign of Leo that wants you to be in alignment with your truth. But that means also for you to be free. So some of you realize that if the energy and your life seems to crumble more and more, and it's harder, whatever, it means that if you, by August 4th, you should be feeling much better and having closed some doors. If you're not, then this is going to crank up just because you're in a degree of the master teacher that is in retrograde. Is going to be, how free do you feel right now? How free do you feel right now as far as your relationship to money, your relationship to love, your feeling among others? How free? How true can you be? Are you yourself, or are you still wearing those masks that I've been asking you to remove? Okay, it's kind of like, hey honey, that makeup is old-fashioned. We gotta upgrade. Yes, I know, Rosa. There's a lot, and you guys, I can talk about this because I do the work, and I'm part of the work. I'm part of the work. This has been triggering for me too. Okay, and we'll talk about that. For some of you, I'm gonna continue after I finish this special. I'm gonna go on the subscription, and we're going to go on a special quest. I'm gonna give you some insights. So some of you, if you're not a subscriber and you want to, and you want more, or you need more and you can't afford a reading, definitely go ahead to the subscription afterward, because I'm gonna give you some insights for the ones that need their sanity for this space. So August 4th to the 12th, if you're not in your truth, this is going to be cranked up, and I'll tell you why. Because not only Venus is in those specific angles in retrograde, but it's squaring Uranus. Uranus is in a place right now that is trying to make you shine. The subscription, honey, should be on, you should have a button. Or otherwise on my bio page, you have somewhere where you can just hit subscribe. So that's great. If your birthday is coming up, you should feel renewed and you should hit the jackpot, okay? But if you're not, in case you're not, remember the master teacher of your growth and your evolution wants you to shine. It wants you to stand out, and it wants you to feel that everything is possible. You're supposed to feel amazing at that phase. And if you're not, that means that there are some things that you're still carrying on and that we are not closing. Now, do not feel bad. Do not feel like you're behind, because the process of consciousness, conscious awareness of self, takes the time it freaking needs. And I'll tell you why. Because some of you, I'm sure you can review some of the things that you had to see, and the ego deaths and the dark nights of the soul. And if you had to smash them all up in, all those years and put it like, oh yeah, I'm going to learn that lesson in one day. Yeah, right. Yeah, you would I think you would have a spiritual stroke. It can't happen. It can't happen. So be gentle just with the fact that your pace in having higher awareness and consciousness is the perfect pace, okay? Because you still have your higher self, even though it's laughing at you, okay? And letting you fall sometimes. It is very aware of how to help you and support you to go through those lessons, okay? And remember, if you're struggling, you always ask for help. You can, God, universe, angels, archangels, whatever, deities, okay? Ask. I need some help. I need some help for conscious awareness. I need some help to feel better, okay? Just ask. Feel like you have that direct communication with the universe. The universe, when you are able to say, please help is on this way, okay? So hopefully this reading is going to help the ones that will go through certain phases. Freaking keep it. It's going to be downloaded on YouTube, okay? I'll probably have to go through it and just review, okay, what is coming. Because it's intense, okay? Now, Venus in this phase, August 4th to the 12th, when you are finding more of your truth, you are supported. You are supported by the Sun and Lilith. Okay, so part of you is going to get support because Lilith does not want you to stay stuck. Lilith has a rebellious side, and Lilith in this position is going to want to sharpen your intuition, sharpen your confidence, and so is the Sun. So this is where really, when I look at all those tension lines and everything, I also see how blessed we are and how protected, okay? But again, if I didn't do this for myself, I would be probably a cuckoo bird, okay? I would probably be in some type of psychiatric institution. Let's be honest, because some of us, we're just so sensitive and we just feel. This is why I do astrology. So I need to understand, why is it so intense? Why I would wake up in the morning with anxiety. If you have anxiety, especially anxiety, this is a sign that you need to align to some of those energies. If you have depression, this is different. Depression is that you need to leave yourself a little bit more space, breathing space, for you to assimilate some of those lessons. Okay, very different. Imagine anxiety is like being off the line. Your higher self is here and you're here. You're fine and you're good, okay? When you're off, that creates anxiety. That's like you not being in the same line of energy, okay? People that are depressed is because this is probably going through a lot. The emotional body, the mental body. You're in a state where a lot of the energy work needs rest. Needs rest so it can feel less fragmented. It needs you to be peaceful with the process, okay? And that can feel like depression because the body is in a depressed state because it needs to recoup. You need to be able to pick up as far as all the layers of your body to integrate all those lessons, okay? So August 4th to the 12th, you're definitely getting a lot of support to have conscious and higher awareness. And if you're not, Uranus is really saying, if you don't feel like you shine, honey, then you have to review some of the lessons. And that means shine. It's like you feel like money can come easily. You feel generous with your money. You feel generous with your time, with your love, with your affection. Okay, if you're not in that space where your cup is overflowing, then there's going to be some changes that need to occur. And remember that phase, there's going to be the Lion's Gate portal. So this is also why it's been kind of cranked up. Okay, because there's a portal. There's a portal of energy where we want to enter a different higher phase. Okay. Now, August 13 to the 23rd, Venus is in a placement that is going to sharpen your intuition, your foresight. Okay. And that means that why is it happening? Because it wants you to be integrating like a new program. So when things in life come back as a test, kind of like, okay, let me see if she understood the lesson, like in 3 months, 6 months, okay. After that phase, August 13th to the 23rd, Venus, the master teacher of money and love, is going to want to sharpen and make sure you have proper foresight of what you have processed. Is going to be squaring Jupiter in a very specific angle that speaks of integrating, but also promoting new chances. Okay, so some of you, if you've been feeling like, oh, everything is doomed and I can't overcome this Venus retrograde is really going to want to highlight the things that you're telling yourself, that you're feeling about yourself that are toxic. Okay, not just the toxic people, because people are mirrors, people are messengers. Don't shoot them, don't break them. If you are meeting them, they are a match in some degree and shape or form of something that you carry. It can be very differently expressed, okay, but it is there. Okay, so for example, let's talk about, maybe you attract someone that has a certain addiction. You see it as an addiction to a substance, but maybe you are addicted to a certain behavior, a certain pattern of thought. People that have gone through, for example, trauma in their childhood or trauma later in life, usually trauma translates into a certain matrix, okay? And it can become addictive. And what I mean by this is because it's, especially in trauma that's repetitive, it can take a life of its own, okay? So by the way, this is something I'm going to be releasing probably today as far as helping with removing addictions. And that doesn't mean just addiction in substances, even though it will help. This is about removing and dissolving and having the awareness of the things that you're addicted to. And that means some of the patterns, some of the things that you believe about yourself, about love, about money, about what you're capable of. Sometimes this is what actually fails you. It's the things that you believe and you keep on believing in it. Why am I keeping on believing something? Is because it has taken a life of its own. And you finding the reason of where it came from, not who. Where does it come from? Yes, it's going to be through people. It's going to be through experiences, but you need to understand, why is it keeping on repeating? Because ultimately, it can only take a life on its own from you, triggering it again and again. Okay, so this phase, August 13th to the 23rd, Jupiter is going to give you some challenges to make sure that you integrate those lessons, but also that you understand that you have different options available to you. Okay, and August 24th to September 3rd, where we're going to end finally the retrograde. Venus is actually in a very great placement where confidence. So after really understanding how you need to close those doors, how you've been like super amplified, how you feel or not free and expanded, and when you start like understanding your programs, then finally we're getting to the confidence in having those second chances, the confidence in manifesting something different. And that also means that some of you cannot manifest something new if you still hang on to the stories of the past. When I say, oh, you have to take that chance and leap of faith. Yeah, but the last time that I did that, or that I believed that this happened, this will fail you. And this is actually interesting because with the South Node in that period of time, so August 24th to September 3rd, really the ones that are going to give themselves this new chance, you're going to be promoted, some amplification. It's going to show you how much your energy work is going to, again, this time amplify and literally just influence your life in greater ways. So this is what this special Venus retrograde is all about, is for you to really end some of those programs that have been influencing your life, that have been running your life, running as a program, as a subconscious program. It's like someone put some type of like virus in this beautiful being of yours. Okay, as far as you repeating certain things, certain beliefs. So if you struggle with love, you struggle with money, this is actually the chance. This is actually your time for you to finally shine a different light of awareness and consciousness on this phase. The ones that have Venus retrograde, yellow, in their natal chart, you will definitely feel... I'm not going to say comfortable with this energy, but you know this energy, and this is going to promote a lot of purge of your karma, okay? Because from what I've learned from doing a lot of readings for others and people, a lot of the retrograde that we have in our chart is lessons where we didn't get that aha moment, okay? So some of you come with those retrogrades and you decide to have a couple, and some of you have plenty. Hi, honey. My man has like 5. Okay, and that is, whatever that is, it's not good or bad. It just means that you're here to master certain teachings. Okay, so that means for some of you, the teachings of love and money is important, and this is going to help you. And that's what I wanted to say, is that this phase, when you understand your own karmic ways, when you understand some of the things that you repeat again and again, what you believe towards money, towards love, what you're deserving of, what you believe, and again, you don't get what you ask for, you get what you believe you deserve. Okay, so this is one of my reels. This is Alicia Keys saying that, and this is definitely a phase where when you understand those things, believe it. Karmically, you are helping. This is a dharma. This is a blessing for everyone, because you allow others to really get that same lesson vibrationally. You don't have to speak words, but whatever you're going to integrate as far as love and money through those 2 months there, this is going to really benefit a lot of people around you. Okay, this is what I have for you, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Now, the ones that are subscribers, I'm gonna hop on the subscription, and I'm gonna give you some insights as far as how you can understand a little bit more for your retrograde phase and how to milk how to make this season and this retrograde work for you, okay, and just be highly beneficial. Thank you so very much. Thank you everyone for your great feedback. I'm sending you much love and light. Namaste.